Hi, I'm Matt, and welcome to Less Dependent Wisconsin. Well, it was another beautiful day here in northern Wisconsin. It's dusk right now, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how I make compost tea. I'm going to tell you how I make it, the ingredients in it, what I use it for, and basically show you the setup so you can make it yourself at home. But it's a great way to give a nutrient boost to your plants, and it's pretty much stuff you can just find around your yard. So let's go get started. Now, if you go online, you're going to see different recipes for compost tea. Okay, and this is my version of compost tea. It's pretty much the same as setting up a compost bin. We're looking for greens, browns. We're going to add some oxygen and moisture. And what we're going to do is create a quick 24-hour tea that you can give to your plants and supplement them with that beautiful NPK. Okay, so the first thing we need for this project is a 5-gallon bucket. And what we're going to do now is we're going to fill the bottom quarter of the bucket up with greens. Okay, now one of the things you can do is dig up some weeds, and the dirt that's actually on the roots is good because there's microbes and stuff in there, so we want that in our tea. So we'll throw that in. The other thing I need to do is trim the tops of my carrots. I do this to help promote a bigger carrot development. We're going to add all that in there as well. And then I've got some tomato plants too. These are volunteers, but I'm going to trim off some of the branches. And we'll throw those in as well. So I'm going to get the bottom quarter of this full with more weeds and carrot tops and whatnot. So I'll come back and show you what I did. So we got our bucket of greens now, about a quarter full. Next thing we're going to add is a couple handfuls of straw. After the straw, we're going to add some decaying bark. Okay, and then after the bark, we're going to add some quail excrement. I just put this out here in the garden yesterday. And then we're going to fill this up to about 3/4 full with more weed. One more thing you can do to help the tea is if you put leaves and branches in there, like these are tomato plant cuttings, chop them up with the scissors. That's going to help release the good stuff into the tea. Next, we're going to add 2 cups of fish emulsion. Next thing we're going to do is fill it with water from the rain barrel. Now, if you don't have a rain barrel or access to non-chlorinated water, just take tap water, put it in a 5-gallon bucket, let it sit out for 24 hours, and the chlorine will evaporate. And we're going to try to fill it up so everything's just slightly submerged without it overflowing. Okay, so now we're going to give it a good stir. Try to get everything below the water level. Now the last thing we have to do is kind of keep this aerated, which means you got to add a little oxygen to the water, which basically means just stirring it. So you can do it one of two ways. You can come out every hour, every 2 hours or so, and just kind of stir it up, get the stuff off the bottom. It'll mix a lot better once it's been soaking. Or the other option, if you have an aquarium pump and some air stones, get those in the water. And then we can incorporate some oxygen that way. Oops. And that's it. We're just going to let this sit for 24 hours and it'll be ready to use tomorrow. And then I'll tell you what we can do with it. So it's been 24 hours. As you can see, the leaves are starting to break down. So there's some good nutrients in here. So the next thing we're going to do is going to get this solid matter taken out. The solid matter will go into the compost pile. And then we'll use the compost tea to fertilize my watermelons and some new beets that I just planted. Okay, so after I pulled all the solids out, that's what's left over. That's going straight into the compost bin. So I didn't pull all the nutrients out of it making this tea. So that's what it looks like with all the solids pulled out. And then if I wanted to, I could inoculate some biochar with it. But in my case, I'm just going to give this entire 3 gallons to my watermelon patch. I'll just walk along and pour it in between the rows and give them a nice healthy drink. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Focus on being less dependent. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.